Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's audio production town hall. You'll find us here every month talking about different topics having to do with audio production, from making records to sound for film and games and beyond. We hope that you'll plan to join us each month, but in case you miss a session, you'll be able to find an archived recording on the Audio Production Full Sail 1 page, so definitely check those out that you've already missed. My name is Sandi Foncannon. I'm an international student coordinator. You're probably wondering, why is an international student coordinator hosting the town hall this month? Well, I'm going to tell you. This month is International Education Week, which is a joint initiative supported by the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Education, where we bring light to the value of international education and exchange. So today I am joined by Prajal Sonariya, who is a music production student here from India. Hi Prajal, how are you?
Hey, so I'm doing good. How
Am
are you?
I saying your name correctly?
Yes, I'll just say yes because my name has like multiple different pronunciations. It's even in India, like my name is quite unique. Like 98% of people, they will not be able to pronounce my name correctly on the very first go. So all the pronunciations are correct, but I like to say it Prajal Sonariya.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide you wanted to come to the United States to study music production?
I wanted to learn music. Like, I'm doing music. I'm playing instruments and stuff since the age of 5. My
wow.
like I'll say like even before that because my grandfather used to be a musician in his life, and like I was surrounded by music all around my like surroundings. Everybody were into music, and I wanted to do some music related stuff. Then I learned Indian classical music. Like formally, I'm like Indian classically trained musician, but then I discovered like Western classical music, like Mozart and Beethoven, and like
Nice.
I want to do some orchestral work, some orchestration stuff. So I learned some orchestral stuff from YouTube, from Udemy, like from like online spaces while I was like doing my high school and stuff. And then I was like, I guess I should pursue like Western classical music with some of my Indian classical flavor to it, some like Indian classical theory with like Western classical theory. So I found out like what's like the best place to learn this stuff. It's either Europe or like United States. I was like going through some universities and like I was researching about the universities, and luckily one day like while I was researching, I saw like Full Sail on a web page, and like I quite ignored it because my if I thought if I'm going to US I'll go to Berkeley, and like so I ignored the Full Sail one, but luckily like during the same week, Full Sail representative they came to my high school, and then
cool.
they introduced Full Sail, and the very first point like they said, and like I was hooked. It was like it's an accelerated program. We will be like graduated in like under 2 years or like in 2 years. I was like, that sounds good. Like I'll be graduated from my bachelor's in like 2 years, and like I don't even have to like stay long in like different country and like all that stuff. So Full Sail was one of, so like I finally decided that okay, I'll study music production at like in Full Sail University.
Now, once you've decided to attend here, getting here is a different story.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you have to go through, and I think it is not really understood by a lot of staff and faculty exactly what that is and what different things you have to do as opposed to a U.S. citizen. You don't have any financial aid. There's no financial aid like U.S. students have access to. So your family has to be able to prove that they either have all that money in the bank or they've gotten a loan to cover everything. Tell me about some of the other things you have to go through that you have to do different to get here, and how long does it normally take?
So like the very first thing, like I'll say my whole journey like to Full Sail. So the day like the Full Sail's representative, like they came to my high school, and then I got to know about Full Sail. I researched about Full Sail, and I was like, okay, finalized. Okay, I want to go to Full Sail. That's the university. I don't want to go to Berkeley now. I want to go to Full Sail, and I just arranged an online meeting with her, and then she was like, okay, like she can like help me do like all the back end processes, like all the process and stuff. So my processes were going on, and then I had one career counselor. Like it was my high school's career counselor. It was like school's career counselor, so I didn't have to pay anything to them. Like they were helping me out for like all the processes and stuff. Then the very first thing, like after after all the admissions and like stuff goes on, like the very first step, which like very first big step, is to like show the funds in the bank account. So there are like two routes. Either my parents, like they can show the amount in the bank, like the entire amount, or like the amount which is like they show like in I had a mail. They said like I have to show something, some amount, and like I had to like my parents, they had to like show the entire amount in in USDs, not in rupees.
Wow.
And or else I can take a student loan or education loan, and then I can like proceed with it. I don't remember the interest rates for the education loan compared to all the other loans. It's quite low, but for the amount, like the entire education, like entire amount, it's too much. So even my parents were like luckily I'm not like that much financially. I don't have that much financial problems. My family doesn't have that much problems. My family and like we decided, okay, we are not going for the education loan path. We will just show like funds in the bank account.
Got it.
So I come from a business family. Not all of our like money is in bank. We have like assets. We have like stuff all around the places. So like it took time. It took about like 1 month for my parents to like actually like arrange some money to like show in the bank, because like
Liquefy.
yeah, liquefy the assets and stuff. So that was a very big step, like very big first step towards Fulsil University, like the funds stuff. After the funds, it was quite easy. Everything went quite like smoothly. Like I had to pay service fees and like DS 160 and like all that. I got my I-20. I got all my I-20, all everything. The only thing remaining was the visa now.
You had to go through like a full interview. Did it take a while to get that interview
So
scheduled?
the day when like I was, and like this everything is going on while I'm in like my like 11th grade and 12th grade. I'm still not like passed out from my high school. And on that day when I was like actually going through the visa slots and like all to the website and booking a slot and all that visa stuff. I'll say stuff a lot because I just like to say stuff a lot. So I'll just say stuff.
I'll allow it.
And like at that time, I guess there were like 300 to 400 days of waiting before I get my very first slot. And I was like, in that time I'll be like halfway through my degree. So luckily there are some agencies in India which they say they have an algorithm. So like for the visa, it's not like we have like that slots. In between at times, like there are slots which they open up. They like it's like today, like we are in like November, so there will be slots like December slots opening for the next month. They will open like in this month. They will open in November. They will open a month ago or 2 months ago. Like there's some time. So they said, okay, like it's easy. It's not that much complicated. They have some algorithm stuff set it up, and like they say, okay, like we will get you a date, and like it's not a very huge deal, but yeah, if I have time, if everything's going like good and chill, I can just go with the typical 300 to 400 days of waiting. But or else you can go through the algorithm thing.
Yeah.
I obviously had to go through the algorithm path because I'll be starting out, like I'll be graduating in like 6 months, and like I'll be starting out in like 8 or 9 months. So I went to the algorithm path, and then I got my visa date. So like I got my visa's date. It was like I I completed my very final exam for my high school, and like my not the graduation date, this one visa date was like about 15 days apart. So like I gave my final exam, and after 15 days it was my visa date.
Wow.
I went to do all this stuff. We had to there are like 2 parts of getting a visa. one is biometrics, where we have to like go and give our like biometrics, fingerprints, and like photos and all that thing.
Okay.
And the other part is actually the interview. So the very like the first day I did all my biometric stuff. The second day I had my interview, and I went. It was like I'm going through the interview. Everybody's like, and like we are in the line, and like there was a girl ahead of me. Like she was fumbling a lot, and like I was scared because like
Oh no.
how disappointing, or like not even disappointing. I just forgot the word. How it like someone in front of me just got rejected. So like I wasn't like that much motivated. I was demotivated. But still, like the visa, like the interviewer, he like approved her visa, and like she was so happy. Even I felt happy. Okay, like I'll do better than this. So like I went in, all the visa stuff happened, and like all the interview, they asked like couple of questions. There was one question, like one particular question. So like I'm doing my associates plus bachelors. So like now Full Sail has changed it, right?
Yeah.
Now it's just bachelors.
All bachelors.
So like when I was starting out, it was like associates and then bachelor's completion. So during the whole conversation with the interviewer, I was saying my bachelor's degree, bachelor's in music production. But then he said, but over here it says like you will be doing the associates. But then why are you saying bachelor's? And I was like, yes. So in Full Sail, we have like over there, like they have something like called associates. We do the associates first, and then we do the bachelor's completion, and that is actually mentioned in the remarks.
Right.
You can read the remarks, and they actually say it. So like it was luckily like I had read my I-20. That's why I knew this like information. So I guess that was one of the main point. He like approved my visa because I think he felt like, okay, I know what I'm doing. And
You had the
Full Sail-
confidence.
Yep, Full Sail was my only university. Like I had just applied to Full Sail, so he asked me. It can be a promotional stuff for Full Sail, but I'm not getting paid for this. He asked me, so how many university did you apply to? I was like, just Full Sail, no other university. And then he asked, then why do you want to go to US? Like after a couple of questions, he asked, why do you want to go to United States? I was like, I don't want to go to United States. I want to go to Full Sail, which is in United States. If Full Sail was in like some other country, I would have applied for that country's visa. Like this is actually what I said during the visa interview. And then yeah, visa was approved. I was happy.
Wonderful.
Everybody were happy, and then
That's a great answer. I
think-
like
yeah.
how you did that. Well, let's talk a little bit about the language and going from India to the United States. Now, I'm pretty sure in India they teach English in the school. So,
Yeah.
what is your experience with English, and how did you feel coming from India to the United States with your English capability? Because you have to pass an English proficiency
Yes.
test, which you did before you got here. But how was that for you?
It was like, I'll say everything was smooth for me. Like my entire like journey from like high school to like US and to like Full Sail and everything was like pretty smooth. Like everything. I learned English in my high school, and like me and one of my friend, we were teachers' favorite. We were like principals' favorite. We were like favorite for them to do speech and like debates and like we were the arrangers. We used to arrange all the stuff. We used to be the narrators. We used to do the speeches and stuff. So like we were the chosen choice. Like we were the choice of like principals and teachers. We were
Wow.
their favorites for this stuff.
Impressive.
And so I was confident with my English. I gave my like all the proficiency tests and everything. Like I was chill, and I was like, it's easy for me. But the moment I landed to United States, I was like, oh, everybody speaks English over here. Like even in India, you will find so many people who speaks English. Like so many people in India speaks English, but we understand everything. Whatever they say, we understand. Whatever I say, they understand. But over here, even they speak English. Even I speak English. Luckily, I have watched a lot of YouTube videos from like different countries. I have like watched a lot of YouTubers, like American YouTubers, British YouTubers, Australian YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of YouTube videos. So I know, I can understand what they are saying, but they don't understand what I'm saying. So like I had to repeat multiple times what I'm trying to say, and then the friends who like I hang out a lot, they got used to it. Now they understand everything I say.
Yeah.
And still, like I encounter like places where I have to like repeat myself, and like I have no issues.
Yeah.
It's
I'm sure it
it's
was
fine.
discouraging a little bit at first.
Yes.
So do you think that it hindered making friends quickly when you first got here?
So my very first month when I was in United States, my like for the very first I came a month before my classes like start date. So I was here for an entire month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was like I didn't met anybody like many people, because I was just staying home. I was doing some groceries. I went out to do some grocery shopping, but I was home most of the time. I was spending time with my family on video calls and like all that stuff. But the moment my classes start, my very first month, it was like creative presentation. That was like very first class. Like all the bachelor students, they do the
Yep.
basic creative
General education
presentation and
class,
general
yeah.
education classes. So my very first class, it was creative presentation, and I was like I actually got quite insecure about my English, about my speaking skills and everything. So it was like there was one activity during that class where the instructor he picked some random, he used a random picker to get a group, a team for students, and then we have to do speech and debate sort of thing. So like he picked the group.
Okay.
So I randomly got few people in my group, and like we were like 4 to 5 people. We went to, so like he gave some assignment or like some task to us. I don't remember exactly what task it was. So that was the very first time like I actually like met friends. I actually made friends. I like talked to them. We shared our goals and dreams and stuff.
Nice.
Actually, I remembered. So the task which was given to us, it was like ask about their goals and like what they want to do and like their dream. Like ask your friends. He was like, you have to know everybody's goal and everybody's dream, and he will test you afterwards.
Oh, wow.
So we had to talk a lot. We had to like discuss,
know each
and we had to,
other.
yep. So I met few friends. I met few people. I made friends, and like there was one guy. I'll say his name. His name is Hunter. He is his route to Indians. Like he's my very good friend. We are still friends. He's
Oh,
like
cool.
he's a really good friend of mine. He was the very first friend, I say, like he's the very first friend from America who taught me like all the American like culture, American stuff and
Slang.
and everything. he like he's a really good friend of mine. I ask him like questions of how do you guys do it, like how do Americans do it, and he's like, okay, we do it this way and stuff. So like he's quite a good friend of me. That's like I can say he's rude to Indians because he's rude to me. He's a chill guy.
That's
So
really cool, though.
so
And
like that.
you'll be friends with him forever, it sounds
Yep,
like.
yep. So
Very
like
cool.
that was the very first time I actually like speak up and made friends, and like throughout like journey to full sail, I'm now at my I'll say peak of like all the skills, and like how this is how I was in India. I was like chill, extroverted,
Yeah.
enjoying my life, and like not caring about what others think. So yeah.
Would you say that, do you feel like your understanding of community and family has changed or evolved now that you've been here in the U.S. for a while? How so?
So I'll say it changed a lot. Like when I was back in India, I was surrounded by people, surrounded by family, surrounded by like culture, and like everybody I know everybody. They are like family or like they are friends, and like it feels like pretty like even a stranger. And like we speak same language, so it feels okay. Like we are same, we are similar. We just don't stay in the same house, but like we are same. Over here, I hardly find like anybody who speaks the same language as mine, and talking to what I'll say is it changed a lot, like how I see community and like culture and stuff. Community and culture, it's not just language. Language helps a lot.
Sure.
Like language helps a lot to be united or be in a community, but language is not the only path for the community.
Yeah.
It can be anybody. Like anybody around me, like, okay, you are a music guy, I'm a music guy. Like,
Yes.
it's not just music production, or we are music
Right.
production students or music production student. No, it's not like even students. You love music, I love music. That's like, oh, we are in the same community.
Yeah.
Or like, you love this film. I don't particularly love the film you said, but I enjoy watching films. So like, it's like
Community.
it's community. We love watching films. That's it. And culture, yeah, I'll say India, we have different culture over here. We have different culture. We have to adapt, like,
Right.
cultures, like, wherever we are. Like, I can't like stay strong about, no, I'll stay in, like, I'll do and I'll stay what my, like, Indian side says. No,
Yeah.
I have to, like, adapt. I have to, like, do stuff. I have to, like, understand what they are trying to do, what they are trying to say, and like, try to know where their culture comes from.
Right.
And then like, if for me, it's like, if I know the history, like, not the complete history, if I know, like, why they are doing it's easy for me to understand and, like, reflect and, like, do the same what people are doing over here.
That's good. And we give you that opportunity to share your culture with us here in the U.S. Of course, we just had Diwali not too long ago, and you and Raj were really good about coming out. And this is, of course, is an Indian celebration, sharing what it's all about, what it means to you and your culture, and why you celebrate it. So it allows you to share that wealth of knowledge that you have about your own culture with others. Are there any other cultures that you've learned about here through the international group that you didn't really know much about before?
So last year's multicultural, what's the complete name? It's Multicultural Festival?
Festival, Multicultural
so-
Festival, which is happening this coming Thursday for our International Education
Yes,
Week.
and I'm also the part of it. I'm representing India again.
Yes.
So last year, again, I was, like, representing India. So that was the very first, like, not the very first moment, but that was a big day when I got to know a lot about, like, different culture. Japan. I've watched anime, so I know, like, how Japan is, like, from the anime perspective, but
Yeah.
actually, like, knowing that, like, there was a dance performance. So like, they don't dance like how they dance in the anime. They dance differently. Even like the Mexico stuff, they brought some food, and like, that was the time I realized we share similar food. Like, we share similar taste in food.
Okay.
Mexican food and, like, Indian food. It's quite similar, even the drinks and stuff. I'll say I love food, and like,
Who doesn't?
I like the best way for me to, like, culturally know anybody, or like know their culture, is like, have their
Through
food.
their food.
And if it's spicy, they are similar to India. If it's not spicy, they're not similar to India. that's the very first, like,
That's what it boils
the,
down to,
yep.
spice or no spice.
And
Okay.
so I work in the touring team. I'm a part-time student tour guide. So last month we had a potluck, and everybody, like, in the touring team, all the part-time, like, the students, most of them, they are internationals. Like 80% or 85% of them,
Oh,
they
I
are, like,
didn't know that.
internationals. So like, everybody brought in, like, their food, and like,
Oh, that's great.
we tried a lot of different food.
Oh, I love it.
So
Are there any like values or traditions or lessons that you've learned here that you'd like to take home to India?
a lot of things.
Yeah?
I will, even though I'm in Florida, many people say, like, Florida drivers are not that well or not that great. They are like far more civic than like the drivers or traffic in India. So the very first thing I'll want is, like, the traffic etiquettes, or like the road etiquettes, and like all the road stuff to India, infrastructure and like etiquettes. Usually in India, like, as I mentioned, like, we speak the same language, so we feel like we're in the same community. Even though we don't stay in the same house, it feels like a community stuff.
Sure.
Like, it feels like a community. We speak same language. So most of the time, even randoms, even strangers, they are too frank to us, and like, I'm like, that's great. Like, it's great to make friends, but not always. So like, it's one. I'll not say I want this 100%, like, the surrounding and community thing, like over here, like not everybody is too frank. They are like quite formal, quite like decent. I'll not decent. It feels I'm bashing down on Indian people, but I'm not. It's like they are quite formal. They are like nice to us. Even India, they are nice to us, but they are too frank. I don't like that too frank stuff. So I want to like take two out of India and just have like frank or like some formal people around us. So that will make us feel good and like minding our own business. Like in India,
Okay.
everybody minds their own business, but sometimes they will just peek in.
Now, you said you played a lot of instruments. What instruments do you play?
Oh, so I started with harmonium. It's like an Indian instrument. It's like sort of an accordion, but it's
Okay.
not. It's harmonium. I played tabla. Tabla.
Tell us what they are. I don't know what that is.
Harmonium is sort of a keyboard. It's a not woodwind, but it's a wind instrument. It's
Okay.
sort of a keyboard, and like you just press, like there's a pump, just like an accordion. Like
Okay.
you do it
I
this
know what
way,
an
and like
accordion
you
is, yes.
play it. It's similar. Instead of playing it like this way, you play it this way.
Okay.
There's an like
Got it.
keyboard layout, and like you pump the thing.
Okay.
Then that's harmonium. Then that tabla. Tabla, it's an percussion instrument. They're like two drums. One is the bigger one for the bass. One is the higher one for high pitch. And then you play it together, and they sound awesome. I love tabla.
Okay.
Then after that, I learned a lot of like instruments, like little small instruments, like just forgot the name. I know the Indian name of it. This mouth organ, harmonica. Is that what we say? The mouth.
Harmonica?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I learned that one, and then recorder, and like all the small instruments. But the major jump was I learned violin.
Oh.
And then I learned, like, now my main instrument is piano. I'll say I learned a lot of different instruments, but still, like, I'm most proficient with piano. So piano is my main instrument, but I learned a lot of like instruments, and I have basic knowledge of other instruments, but piano is like I have been playing piano for like 7 or 8 years now.
Okay, very good. Do you find that because in music production, you're composing music, you're learning how to create original music, do you find that you bring an Indian influence to the music that you're creating, and how is that received?
So it will be quite technical. If like the audience, if they're music people, like they will love it. So in India, we don't have any concept of harmonies.
Really?
Which is like chords. We don't have chords. We don't have any concept of chords.
Oh, wow.
We just have melody, counter melody. So do you know melody and counter melody?
I know melody is
So-
counter melody.
so
To me, that seems
if-
like it would be the harmony.
So melody, it's like the main melody
Right.
line. Counter melody, it's basically another melody. It's like two melodies playing together. So
Okay.
there's one first melody line, then there's a second melody line which is playing, like both the melodies, they are like playing simultaneously. It's not like melody 1, then melody 2, then melody 1, then 2. It's
Okay.
not 1 and 2, they are playing like together
Together.
simultaneously. So, and they need to sound good. Both the melodies, they
Yeah.
need to sound good. If one note or like one frequency is clashing, that means it's not sounding good. So we have a concept of melody, then counter melody, then counter melody of counter melody, counter
Oh
melody of
my.
counter melody of counter melody, counter melody of counter melody. So it's just melodies, lot of different melodies, and percussion. That's it. We don't have any concept of harmony in India. So the very first thing I had to learn was harmony, because like I'll not say switching, but while I knew Indian classical music way, I wanted to learn Western classical way. So the very first thing I had to like learn was the harmony. I learned all the like not all like music theory concept. It's like very vast. So I learned like optimal amount of like harmony and like all that theory, harmony theory stuff. So whenever like I showcase my music to instructor or like anybody or like anybody who understands like theory part of music, they just say one thing: you're really good at counter melodies, or they say you actually really love to work with counter melodies, right? So like I'm like, yeah, because I have always worked with melody and counter melody. So melody and counter melody, they are like I'll not say too common thing or too basic. You will not find it like everywhere.
But your
you will
professors
find it.
here know what counter melody is.
So
Okay.
like they say, okay, you put the counter melody too much. You use the counter melody like not too much, but you use the counter melody compared to like others who mostly don't. So that's the Indian thing. That's because it's melody, counter melody, counter melody of counter melody. So like I just work with melody. I love to like work with melodies a lot.
You'll have to share an example of that with me later, because I would love to hear what you're talking about, since I don't really know. What was the most difficult thing for you to learn in theory here in the U.S.?
Music theory.
Yeah.
I haven't encountered anything as of yet.
You're just that good.
I'm so good. I'm so talented. Like nobody can beat my talent.
Oh.
Like I haven't encountered anything yet. Like I have music theory class next month. Like again, like I'll have another music theory class next month. So maybe, hopefully, I learn something like difficult and like which is like.
Wow. All right. I'm not
like,
sure who your teacher is next month, but you heard it here first. He needs a challenge.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's like I learned a lot of like stuff when I was in India. I'm learning music from a very young age.
Yeah.
I'm learning music like I'm learning Indian classical music since the age of 5. Like I'm playing instrument, but I'm actually started learning like theory from like age of 7 or 8. And then I started learning Western classical theory, everything online, everything free, nothing paid. Maybe some paid courses, but mostly everything free or like really like budget friendly. Since I was like 14 or 15. So like I've been learning theories. I love music theory more than like I love playing music, or like more than making music. I love analyzing and doing the theory part.
Okay.
So I love theory, whether it's music theory, physics is my favorite subject.
Really?
The theories like from physics or anything. So I love theory basically.
That's odd, because typically, physics is more of that A side. Music is more the creative B side. So for you to love them both definitely doesn't happen very often.
It's because both of them have theory.
Yeah.
Theory is the
I
common part. So I love theory, and so I'll not say challenging. So I haven't been challenged a lot or much since like I haven't even like finished my program. I'm halfway through, so I can't like complain or say anything. But I have noticed like the theory getting like tougher and like harder and harder.
It should be getting harder now that you're at that halfway point.
Yes.
Okay. Now I can tell music is your passion. You're very passionate about it. So for those who don't know, our international students have an opportunity to stay in the United States. They can apply for what's called optional practical training, which is an additional 1 year to stay here and work and continue learning as they work. But you've decided not to do optional practical training, OPT. You're going to go back to India.
Yes.
So what are your plans career-wise when you go back to India?
So I'm that artist side of musician. I just want to make music. I don't want to make music for money. I want to earn money from like other sources, but not from music. So I just want to learn music. That's the path. I just want to learn music, make music for myself or like for my family, or for like I want to make music for me, or for like for it's making. I'm a musician. I'm my own musician. I'm not others' musician.
Well, they say if you have a job doing what you love, it's not really work at all. But you don't want to do that for work.
Yes, I don't like. I feel it's like my personal thing. It's like my personal. What do we say? It's a personal thing.
Yeah. You want it to be your hobby, not your actual generator of income.
Yep. I don't want like money to be involved in music.
Okay.
It's my personal thing.
You want to keep it pure.
If even a little bit of money is involved while in the making of music process, I feel I'll be making music for money. So that's why like I.
Yeah. So what do you want to do instead? How do you want to make money?
Easy. I have a very easy goal or very easy path to it. My family owns businesses. So.
Okay.
And like actually like I love managing time, managing like stuff, managing like even in music we arrange like I do orchestral, so I manage like different parts. I manage like different instruments. I want like okay, this instrument should play the melody, this instrument should do this stuff. So like I love managing stuff. And like what's like what's one of the other thing I can do, like what's the best thing for me, if I love managing either time management or anything, or like managing people and stuff. Either I can be someone's manager, or I can like manage a business or manage multiple businesses. So I selected this path of managing business, managing like multiple businesses. So like I'll have a income from business side, and I'll have my passion going, like making music. I'll never like I'll never stop making music. That's one of the thing. It's like I don't, even though I don't want to earn anything from music, but I don't even want to stop making music. So I'll be making music, but I'll be not earning from it.
Okay. Now you have a sense for business from your family
Yes.
who owns several businesses. So you've kind of grown up with that whole mentality of running businesses.
Yep.
So you get that naturally, and then you get
Yes.
music naturally, which is kind of your main hobby. All right.
And like as I said, like there's I'm the smartest person alive. So yes. So during my high school, I had economics as a subject, and I never paid attention to the class while studying. It wasn't like I'm too confident that I don't want to study economics. I don't want to like pay attention. It was like the instructor, he was so boring.
Oh, no.
So like no, it's not just me. Everybody who were in the class, everybody was sleepy.
But you did well anyway.
And I still passed it. I still passed economics because like there are like people around me who owns businesses, or like who are into business, and like during our like we don't have like I was still in the high school, so I was living with my parents. My parents, like the very common thing when all of us, like all my parents and I, when we are like together, and when like we are sitting and we are having our dinner, or like we are just chilling together, the very first topic, or like the one of the topic which comes out like every time when I'm with my family is about business, or is about economics, or like what's going in the industry, or like what's actually happening politically, business wise, or like what's happening in our businesses. So like this was a very like running topic, like everybody, like whenever we are around, like whenever we all are like sitting around, there'll be a topic related to this one.
Got it.
So
well, I can attest to that, because when we were doing Diwali that day, I walked up to you and Raj and kind of interrupted you, and you were comparing your stocks
Yep.
and what you had earned. I was like, what? And you trade both Indian and U.S. stocks. Raj is still just Indian stocks, but you've been taught that since you were a kid, which is something that doesn't always happen here in the United States, I guess, unless, well, I shouldn't say that. My parents weren't business-minded, so I never really learned business as a kid, but you did. And so you're going to carry that into your adulthood, and probably to your own children as well, which is very fortunate. Very, very fortunate. Okay, what about your ideologies? Now that you've been in the U.S. for a while now, do you feel like your ideologies have changed?
I'll not even say changed. Like all the ideologies I used to follow, they were like smashed down, like they were beaten up, and like it's changed. I'm like all the things I used to think were correct, or all the things I used to say were like correct or stuff. They are correct. And like the very first thing I'll say is, what I have found out is there's no good or bad. It's just a perspective. We have heard this sentence a lot, but I have actually integrated this thing into me. I know like there's no good or bad. It's just the perspective.
Yeah.
So all my ideologies, like they have changed a lot. My beliefs, all the stories I have heard, and plus I'm a Hindu, so I'm India, and like I'm a Hindu. India is like majority Hindu like nation, but we have like all the other religions in India. My best friend in India, so we are like a group of 3. So I'm Hindu, the other one is Jain, the other one is Muslim. So like it's a trio, and like Jain, like I don't think so like many people know what Jain is. So Jainism, it's another religion which derived from Hinduism. So there are a lot of different religions which derived from Hinduism. So like the trio, we are like different religions, like all 3, like 3 of us, we are like completely different religions. uh, I came to United States. I like it's like natural that I'll find a lot of like Christians around me. The best friend I talked about, Hunter,
Hunter.
he's a Christian. So we shared a lot of stories, like how like what their beliefs is, like not even beliefs, like what all stories they have been taught, what's like what
Yeah.
what future predictions there are like said in the books. I discuss mine. There are a lot of similarities. Like, oh, even we say the same stuff. Oh, even we have like the same stories and like we have the same sayings. So, uh, I got to know about like Christian perspective of like religion. I got like I have been a Hindu. I have been studying like books. I have been reading books. I have been studying Hinduism. So I know like stories from my side as well. My roommate, my roommate has like his Muslim. So and he shared his story, like how stuff like what they say, what stories they have, what stories like what future predictions do they have. We share the same story. Like I was here. I'm talking to I talk to one person who believes in different God, not the God I believe in. I have another person who believes in different God, same, not the God I believe in. I have different person who believes in the same God, but like it's still the stories, all the stories we share, it's same. So like that made me think, oh, everything is same. Like
Yeah.
like whatever we say, like whatever like if we are divided by religion, whatever we say, everything is same. Like everybody's stories are same. Everybody's way of like their way to think, like who is God. Even the person who doesn't believe in God, they are like, okay, I don't believe in God, but I believe in an energy, or I believe in nature, or I believe in like anything.
Yeah.
Whatever they say, like they don't have stories to share, but all the core concepts, it's similar.
It
We just they say it bluntly. They say it like in a science way. They say it like in the way, in the words of science or something, like experimental way. We say it in a more of a story based way. We have a main character, we have like a second character, we have a whole
Right.
story, beginning, middle and end. The other person, like
Yeah.
the person who doesn't believe in God, he doesn't have like a story beginning, middle and end, but he shares the same concepts as we all do, like who believes in God. So like this is one of the main concept I learned in United States. It's because of like I'm surrounded by like multiple different
Yeah.
people. In India, we like I'm surrounded by similar people. Over here I have like completely different people. So that was, so like this is one of the learning I learned from my surroundings. So my ideologies changed from there. Like I learned a lot of like different stuff. I was away from my home, so I learned what does home means, and like what actually is home, and then a lot of different stuff.
And that's important, and that's a lesson to take into life in general. You know, I mean, you're here, you're around people with different beliefs, whether it's religion, different cultures, different family values, things like that. But the one thing that we all share is we're all humans.
Yeah.
So everyone has the right to their own beliefs and to their own opinions. We just have to learn to respect everyone's opinions and still do business together, have class together, socialize together, and that definitely can happen.
Yep.
Any final takeaways you'd like to leave with all of our online participants today?
Yes, sure. So where do I have to look? I'll look over here.
There you go.
Just make music. If you are a music guy, if you are if you do something else, just do whatever you love to do, like anything. I'm like I love to make music, but I do a lot of different stuff as well. Like I don't just make music, I do like video editing. I do a lot of different stuff. So just do whatever you love, and like I feel creativity, it's connected. Like we everybody of us, like everybody, all the humans, or like anybody, you're not just humans, even like animals, they are too creative. They build their own houses, or like birds, they build their nests. So just do, creativity is what makes us what we are. So just be creative, do whatever you want to do.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Well, that's all the time we have for today, everyone. We hope that you've enjoyed hearing about Prajal and his experiences here as an international student. We've certainly enjoyed having him. Remember, the audio production town hall happens once a month, typically on the final last Monday of each class month. So keep an eye out on Full Sail One for information about next month's town hall. We'd like to thank the show production students in this month's audio-visual technologies class and their course director, John Cost, for handling all the behind-the-scenes production of the audio production town hall. Great job, everyone.
Ooh.
And thank you all so much for being here. We'll see you next month.